Okay, the newspaper is trying to put out the bravest face that it can tonight, that is possible, on that story. Basic insinuation in the story, ladies and gentlemen, simple. That there was an attempt to keep the government of India in the dark, to try and get aggressive vis-a-vis the government of India at a time when the army chief had his back to the wall on a court case. And the army chief hasn't said a word across India. There is indignation that a suggestion like that is being made about a disciplined force like the Indian Army. Joining the panel tonight, General Sheru Thapliyal, Krishna Prasad, Editor-in-Chief of Outlook, Brigadier Mahalingam from Delhi, Colonel Anil Kaul, Air Marshal Ahluwalia, General Raj Kadian and Maruf Raza. Thank you very much. Air Marshal Ahluwalia, now there's one question. We're going question by question. Maruf has answered many questions. One question which I want you to answer as a former Air Officer Commanding-in-Chief is, why was the Indian Air Force not informed? The Para Brigade undertakes a number of such exercises. Why was the Indian Air Force not informed? This question has been put out by the Indian Express as well. What do you think?
There's no doubt about it that if it was an integrated exercise that they wanted to conduct, that means take the time period which is important for them to get into an operational condition, operational location, and in that case it depends whether the para battalion, the para brigade was expected to only check out till they reach the Hindon Air Base, or whether they get into the aircraft and then take off and land at another place. So that is what has to be seen. So unless the involvement of the C-130s in question was to get airborne, then yes, they should be informed. But if they were not going to get airborne, and if they're not going to go to Hindon Air Base, then obviously the Air Force was kept out of the picture. So generally that should have happened. However, to actually say a few points, because I know I'm not going to get too much of a chance later.
No, you will, sir. Why not?
Actually, but actually this whole situation is a little murky, and I think what has happened, basically a small iota has been blown up out of proportion, in the sense that I think, this is my assessment, that it started perhaps with the intelligence agencies through the MHA, who must have informed that there is an unusual movement of army transporters, which are very, very heavy vehicles and have got very little or no business to be on roads which are being used by normal citizens of this country, unless everybody has been informed about it. So that perhaps has triggered off an overreaction in the Ministry of Defense, who have apparently, as per the news article, said that the Defense Secretary had to call the DGMO and ask him to withdraw these guys from wherever they're located were. Now that's the big issue, that I think there has been a little bit of overreaction. However, the second point to note is that the army certainly could have informed, because the timing was such, it was the middle of January, a very high alert anti-terrorist activity period before Republic Day. It would have been prudent and logical for anybody to have informed such sort of a movement to all concerned. And when I say all concerned, obviously it starts with the highways, it starts with the state government, it starts with the Home Ministry, and most importantly, the Ministry of Defense also. So therefore, this is once again a magnification of the communication problem that has been built up at all levels.
But it tells me, doesn't it, General Sheru Thapliyal, that people are looking very hard for signs of trouble? Doesn't it, General Thapliyal, that people are looking very hard for signs of, bad blood, bad chemistry and mistrust?
Yes, I think that is the climate for the last 7-8 months, when everything is being viewed with suspicion and you are looking for phantoms where none exist. This was a move by a mechanized battalion and one para battalion who are practicing their mobilization drills. But I agree with Air Marshal Ahluwalia that perhaps it would have been better if civil administration and police etc. would have been informed of this move. That would have reduced the suspicion or the air of suspicion that is hanging over this whole episode.
Is there such an air of suspicion, Colonel Kaul? Is there such an air of suspicion?
I'd like to first of all speak on national television and say that all these gentlemen from the fourth estate who report on matters military should undergo a course of instruction which used to happen at the Army War College called the correspondence course before they go and start saying what they feel like and come and commenting on a lot of things. Now, talking of an air of suspicion, I don't agree with General Thapliyal when he says that they should have been informed. And what Maruf said in the earlier part of the program,
Yes, sir.
and what was also substantiated by the ex-army commander General Jaswal, that when you move any column like this, it is not that you just start off and start moving. There is a proper procedure. There is a military police vehicle which run up ahead. There are proper checkpoints. There are proper... I mean, the whole thing is stage managed. It is not that you just take off on one fine night and carry on. It is all part of a drill, which is a routine drill of what they call mobilizing.
No, so why the word suspicion, sir? My question is with the word suspicion. Who's suspicious of whom?
That today, it is very unfortunate that today, after 60 years of unblemished service to this country, with thousands of us dying for this country, for people like me being maimed for this country, you still suspect the army. I am sorry, this is somebody's very poor idea of a bloody joke. It is ridiculous. I think the person who has brought out this article needs to be brought out and lashed if that is that's the least that can be done. I'm sorry to say, but there is no suspicion. What suspicion?
I'd like to get in before I go back to Maruf Raza. Okay, yes, you're getting a response from General Thapliyal. Go on.
Arnab, what I've said is, all I have said is that the things would have not reached this level if Civil Adam had been informed, because moving 48, 49...
I am sure the Civil Adam would have been informed, sir, in case 48 Tatras with... Sorry, when 48 Tatras moving with BMPs, you informed... Sir, just a minute, I'd like to rebut here that 48 Tatras...
I'm only talking about the articles.
48 Tatras...
The articles,
Sorry, sir, 48 Tatras... No, your point about civil administration. 48 Tatras with BMPs loaded on them, with the rest of the caboodle of the mechanized battalion. You don't just start moving on the road without informing the local police, the traffic police, the administration.
No,
all that is part of mobilization drill. I'm sorry you have forgotten those.
I know that. No, I have not forgotten. I know that.
If you know that, sir, then why are you saying the administration should have been informed?
Colonel Kaul, I'm only saying
that is unfortunate the way it has been reported.
Yeah, no. 1 second, Colonel Kaul. General Qadian says that is only the manner in which it is brought out in the article. Now, a lot of people have appreciated the incisive manner in which Maruf Raza has put this story in a military context. And let me tell you, sir, here on Times Now, with great pride, I say tonight that we have the opportunity of taking the military experience and the journalistic experience of someone like Maruf Raza, and we are fortunate for that tonight. Before I come back to Maruf, however, one of the most astonishing things here is, isn't it, Krishna Prasad, that parts of the story had already come out. Right, Krishna, part of the story, it's not as much of a mystery as it's being made out to be.
Exactly, Arnab. I think this kicker you're running on top of your screen, asking whether it's a scoop, a spin or a rehash, I think the answer is really within that thing, which is that it's basically a rehash which is being spun and presented as a scoop. So I think the basic facts are very simple there. But that said, I think you have to see that this story is a little more complex than what it is. I think the operational absurdity of everything has been discussed ad nauseum since morning, so I think we don't even need to go on that route anymore. I think Maruf and company have presented such a brilliant job of presenting what really happens in the case of a coup or a supposed coup, that we don't need to go that far. But I really do think that this C word that has been floated by the Indian Express really deflects attention from the real C word, which is corruption. And I think this is the bottom line to the stories, the leaks, the plans. You know, when I woke up this morning and I saw the newspaper at my doorstep, my eyes popped up and I thought, wow, what a story. I just saw the headline, the size of the story, the display, and I thought, we have a cracker of a story. Then I put my specs on and see, and I wonder, oh, is this the story?